Here is the final Shofar sling. So this is the process that you watched. I hope you enjoyed that. All of the brown leather is 100% American cowhide. The fuzz on the inside is a dyed sheepskin, alright, with the hair on. And so all clean animals used here in this process. So this is the Kaleb House Special Edition leather Shofar sling. This particular sling will be used in the Giving Tuesday silent auction for Kaleb House to help raise money for them. So there are 4 pieces total, the 2 cuffs, the large and the small. There is also a buckle strap. All right, it's almost 1.5 feet long, and then including this hardware at the end, just a little over 4 feet, maybe close to 49 inches, a belt end to the strap. So as you saw in the video, these all come together into one piece to go on a shofar. All right, this particular shofar, taking into account the curvature, is about 36 inches long. All right, so with the adjustability on the cuffs, these could fit multiple sizes. You could have one that's longer, one that's a little bit shorter, and it should work just fine. The only difference between this particular Shofar sling and the ones that I will be selling on my website is that this has the Kaleb House logo on it, and because of that I had to offset this hardware. On the regular ones, this would be centered on this cuff, but that doesn't change the functionality at all. So what I'm about to explain will help you if you are the one who has this special edition leather Shofar sling or one of the regular ones that we sell. The process is going to be the same. All right, both these cuffs have a slight taper to them. It gets wider at one end. That is because your shofar also has a taper also. It's thinner at the top and gets wider towards the end. So the wider ends need to go on first towards the wider part of the shofar. And when you do that, you will notice then that the hardware, the buckles here, all right, the brass rectangles are pointing towards each other. That's why they have to be facing different directions when I made them, because of how they go on the shofar. So I recommend that you do up the buckles first. What fits my shofar is if I put them in the 4th hole. Oh, and by the way, how many of you noticed that one of these pieces had one less hole than the others when I was making this? All right, I didn't notice it till I was editing the video, but I have since fixed that. It was actually this one here. This one had one less hole, but I have punched a new hole. It is good to go now. So anyway, I recommend that you do up the buckles first and then slide it onto your shofar. If you need to adjust, you can take it off again, adjust where there's not as much tension. It's just one small rivet that's holding that on, so don't yank on that with all of your might. All right, it's easier to take the time, take the cuff off, make the adjustment, put it back on. Alright, these are done. We need to put the larger cuff on first. Since this is the wider end here, this will need to go on first. So take it all the way down until it gets kind of snug. When this sits down, there are 2 points of contact that are on the surface, all right, here and here. So this is where I kind of have my cuffs. This is where I want them to rest, at these 2 points. All right. Next, I'm going to put the small cuff on, and then we're going to align these to where the hardware is roughly on the same side. All right. So that's 2 of the 4 pieces down. Next, you will need the 4-foot strap. All right, by adding this hardware at the end, this hardware cannot pass through either one of the rectangular buckles. So the way that this is designed, you can carry this thing one of 4 different ways. You can either choose to have the large end pointed downward, left or right, or the smaller end, that you put your mouth to, facing downward, all right, left or right. It all depends on how you thread this through, all right? So let's just say that I want the mouth end pointing downward, all right? That means I'm going to start with that, and I'm going to slide my strap all the way through until it can go no further. Now I'll take the other end, pass it through the hardware here, and we are good to go. Next, we're going to take the 1.5 foot buckle end, and we are going to attach the buckle. There are 15 holes, so right in the center should be hole number 8. And we're going to put that in. So you have 15 inches of adjustability, so if you need to loosen this up, you can. If you need to tighten it up, you absolutely can. All right. Something else I didn't show in the video was actually me using the keeper that we put on. So if you have a lot left over, you can simply just slide this keeper up and it'll keep that end from flopping around on you. Okay. Now you take this clip end and you simply clip it onto this ring. So this way you have adjustability plus a quick release. All right. So I normally have the buckle on the lower side here, all right, near my waist, not up near my shoulder, because it's easier for me to get stuff at my waist than it is at my shoulder. So in this setup, you would have the end that you blow on, all right, the smaller end at your waist, and you could, depending on how you drape that over your shoulder, it could be left or right. All right, but either end, this is going to be pointing down, and the larger end pointing up. All right, so there's some pictures on my Instagram of me wearing it this way with the Shofar pointing, with the large end pointing up. If you want it the other way, to where the short end is pointing up and this one's pointing down, all you do is remove the strap. And you thread it through the opposite way, starting with the large cuff. Bring that in. Bring that around. Put your belt on. And then, of course, you finish off with the clip. Keeper on, and you're good to go. All right, wearing it in this way will have the larger end at your waist, either left or right, depending on which shoulder that you put it on. So this is the Kaleb House Edition Leather Shofar Sling by Justin Nazarene Leather Company. The only way that you can get this is by winning it at the Giving Tuesday silent auction. So go to kalebhouse.org for information on that, and be sure and contribute to Kaleb House for your chance to win this at the auction.